Hey besties! I am super excited to tell you my thoughts on the two books that I read this week that I absolutely loved. I had a ton of DNFs, but I definitely found a book that I am a huge fan of now. But first, and most importantly, Smokey, say hi to our besties. Look at that baby. Okay. I finally read Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. I don't know why I waited this long to read it. I should have bought it from Book of the Month if I had known how good it was going to be, because this is one of those books, if you buy it, you won't regret it. It was fantastic. Oh my goodness, so good. Camilla is a literary agent, and her husband is a ghostwriting author. So he ghostwrites for other people, memoirs and things like that. And that was how they met. She represented him, and then, oh, now she's coming up on the desk. Okay, baby, I'll try to move my stack of books out of your way. And that's how they met. Well, she is getting ready to go back to work after being on maternity leave. And her husband has already left the house, and she sees a note that he has left for her. And she has been texting him and calling him. He's not responding at all. And so she's starting to get worried, but she thinks it's probably nothing. You know, it is a little unusual, but it's probably nothing. So she leaves the baby at daycare and goes on into work, only to see on the news that there is a hostage situation underway. And next thing she knows, the police show up at her work, and she finds out, much to her shock, that her husband is not one of the hostages. He is the hostage taker. And she is just blown away by this, because she never would have thought he would do something like this. It's so out of character for him. So right away, that plot is just a very intriguing plot. I've never read a book quite like this one. I saw, and it's always interesting to see like how my opinion of the book differs from other booktubers that I watched. I saw where somebody said it was slow paced. I can see where they would say that, in the sense that, granted, it's not edge of your seat kind of thriller, but I hesitate to say it's slow paced because there's an urgency to it. And I can't tell you what the mystery is, or it would spoil it for you. And I wouldn't have wanted to know before I got into the book. But suffice to say, there's something that you really, really need to know. You really want to know. And that kind of has an urgency throughout the book. But what I love about it is she writes so well that you really, really want to know what the answer to this mystery is. But at the same time, you're not tempted to like just skip ahead. I have read some books where the writing is not so good, and I just am kind of like, oh, let me just skip ahead and see what happens, you know, and then I DNF it. You know, this is not one of those books. Like, the writing keeps your attention the whole way through. This was just so fantastic. So good that now I have put all the rest of her books that my library has on hold, because I'm like, now I'm going to go back and read them all. In the past, I had only read one book of hers. It was called The Good Sister. And I gave that one 5 stars. So why I didn't go ahead and read the rest of her books, I don't know. Usually that's what I do if I really like, there she goes again. If I really like an author's books, I usually do that. I don't know why I didn't that time, but now I've got the rest on hold. I definitely want to read her backlist, because that was just fantastic. I can't say that enough. And there were so many things, like I loved how at the end, like how the mystery was revealed. It was genius. Again, I can't say because I don't want to spoil anything for you. And then the other book I loved, so obviously I gave this one 5 stars. I would give it 10 stars if I could. It was that fantastic. This one I gave 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed it though. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's just a fun YA mystery where this girl, I'm trying to remember now, what was her name? Avery. She ends up, much to her shock, inheriting totally out of the blue this billionaire's money, his giant mansion that has all these secret passageways and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And he has disinherited his family in favor of her. And she has never even met him before. She's like, why would he do this? Well, obviously his family is very angry and wants to know why he would do this as well. But it turns out he has left clues behind. And so she begins to work with the grandsons of this man to try to figure out what is behind this mystery. Why has he left this money to her? It's really interesting. So I've put the next book in the series on hold. I'm going to try it as well. I don't know if I'll read the entire series. That's why I'm just doing one book at a time, because my interest might dwindle. Who knows? But so far, I'm enjoying this one. So far, I would recommend it. Then currently I am reading Unaccompanied Minor, which is another YA by Hollis Gillespie. I enjoyed her one of her memoirs that I read recently. This is just kind of a fun, unique book because the plot is this teenager is an unaccompanied minor because every week she has to fly back and forth from her mother to her stepfather because they have joint custody. And so she's an unaccompanied minor flying back and forth all the time. It's really interesting, really interesting. Her real father died in a plane crash. Her family has a history of all being, flight attendants, pilots, this sort of thing. They're all very much into the airline industry. So far, it's a fun read. It's looking like it'll be a 3-star read. It's not like phenomenal, but it's fun. It's keeping my attention. Then the DNFs. Sadly, I DNF'd this one. It just was not fast enough for me, I guess. Just too slow paced. Part of it was I think I just right now really needed something to grab my attention, and that just didn't do it. And then I also DNF'd Keep You Close by Karen Cleveland. I thought I would like it. The plot sounded very intriguing, where this woman, is shocked to discover her son might have committed a horrible crime. But I don't know. The writing was not grabbing my attention. It just wasn't doing it for me. So that was my reading week. I am probably not going to be able to read too much, especially not this weekend when I usually do a lot of reading over the weekend. Well, I do a lot of reading pretty much all week long, but usually I can read at least 1 or 2 books over the weekend. But this weekend I am super excited because I am tackling a project. I am painting one of my bedrooms. The painting is the easy part. The hard part is moving all the furniture. So that I am not looking forward to, which is why I've been putting this project off for a long time, but it really needs to be done. And no, I'm not painting my room. If I were, guess what color I would paint it? Come on, go ahead, guess. I know that must be very hard for you to imagine, but if you don't guess what color I would paint this bedroom if I painted it, then I don't know. There are so many clues around. But I don't feel like moving my king-size bed, my computer setup that I've got here and all of that. So no, I'm not painting this room, but I am painting another room, bedroom that there's still a lot of furniture that needs to be moved, but at least it's not a king-size bed. It's a twin bed, so it's doable. So that will take up my weekend. I have my work cut out for me, but I'm excited to get it done. I wanted to do something for fun here because as I watch all of these booktubers, all of my besties that I love to watch, I noticed that they all have something that I don't have. And I'm curious. I want to see, tell me in the comments, what is my secret? What do I not have that all these other booktubers have? With the exception of possibly one of my besties. She might not have it. I want to see, and I'll tell you what the answer is in my next video. I won't say in the comments so that everybody can guess, but I just want to see if y'all can guess what is the difference between me and pretty much all other booktubers. I thought that would be a fun thing. Okay, So I will see you on Monday for a book haul. I do have a decent sized book haul on hold at the library that I'm excited about. A lot of Jillian McAllister's books are on there. So yeah. All right. I will see you all Monday. Bye.